Okay, I know today's video was supposed to be on the DLC, which was supposed to be out yesterday, but then servers ended up being offline whenever I fucking got on. They weren't on till like I was basically getting ready to leave for fucking work, so I was not able to get the stuff recorded that I needed to yesterday. Which I should have just done the night before, but I didn't think about it. Um, and then it was supposed to be today, but then other news came out yesterday that I really needed to fucking talk about today because I care about these sort of things and I want to talk about them because to me it's important things to talk about. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Of course, I'm still playing Destiny, having a great old time here. Grand old time playing Destiny. It's been actually pretty damn fun. I've been enjoying myself quite a bit recently, like I've said in multiple videos, but that's besides the point. Um, but today, we got to talk about Splitgate 2, a game that I have kind of continuously, I guess, criticized a lot over the last couple of months. A game that I think if you've been around the channel long enough, you've watched enough of my content. Most of you all probably know that I was pretty damn excited for Splitgate 2. It was something that I was really looking forward to because I absolutely love Splitgate 1. It was actually one of my most anticipated titles of the year. As someone who likes to grind out FPS games and has stuff to go for, and I like competitive FPS games as well, um, this was a game that I was very excited for. Something I was just like really looking forward to. Just like I was just, trying to enjoy it. I know I made some videos where I like talked good on the game, but I also offered some criticisms as well of like things that need to be fixed before the full game comes out. You can go back and watch those videos; they're still on my channel. Just overall, I was very excited for this game, and I was hoping that a lot of the issues that I had with it would have been fixed by the time the game entered its full stage, or beta. Because I played both of the alphas, I offered my criticisms of what I thought was wrong with this game, and I've let it be known of how much that game has disappointed me since its initial release back after Summer Games Fest. It was one that really disappointed me. I was like, damn, everything that I thought this game was going to be, it is turning out to be a fucking blatant lie. And I've said that multiple times. I was really excited for the gameplay because I loved how Splitgate 1 played, and it felt like they really strayed away from that with like the whole like loadout system, the like hero system thing too was like really stupid to me. After a while, I was like, well, if they get the balancing right, it might feel pretty good. So like I'm just kind of hoping for that. Um, and yesterday they announced that they are reverting that and going back to beta, and basically what read off as, hey, we're redoing the entire game because no one wants to fucking play this. Which is very apparent. The game has had such a huge drop off in its player base over the last couple of months, and it's insane to say the least. Like it is something that I look at and I'm like, holy shit, this is the biggest fumble ever. Well, then on top of that, it's like they clearly have noted like, okay, we haven't done right, we haven't done what we needed to do with this game. One, I'm gonna be honest, saying that you're going to make FPS great again and then release a BR, dumb fucking mistake. Saying you're gonna make a fucking arena shooter, adding a Call of Duty like class mechanic, dumb as hell. Making the game super fucking like easy when that's, I don't think that's like the intent and purpose of fucking Splitgate. Pointless. The game just felt like it didn't have anything that made Splitgate 1 genuinely like one of my favorite FPSs of the last, 10-15 years at this point. It missed on every point of that. And I think a lot of it comes down to like pure like design choices. Like them not really honing on the portal mechanic, them adding like the weird loadout system that just does not fucking work in like competitive. And it's just overall, it's just really badly done. The game had some performance issues with the BR stuff, like stuttering, lagging, stuff like that. Like it was rough. Like I'm gonna be completely real. That shit was like, I could not play it because of how badly it performed. I was like, I'm not playing this shit. Like, I've played enough games with bad performance. Like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is completely fucking pointless when you're trying to hype it up to be something that it's clearly not. But yeah, they've like said they're going to revert it. I'm going to say one thing though. They have announced that the servers are still going to be up for Splitgate 2. So like people can still play it. Which is fine. That's great. I'm going to say one thing though, because I've noticed it as like a bit of a thing that people are doing. They're like, they should give me refunds for everything they bought in this game. The game's not canceled yet. The game's not shut down. They're not going to offer you fucking refunds on everything. Now, if the game officially shuts down, we can see that change for fucking sure. That is something that could completely change if the game does officially get announced as being over with and being closed down. I would expect it. At this point, do not expect that. You're actually stupid asking for that. Clearly, it seems like they want to do well by the community and the standards that they have set for themselves based off of Splitgate 1. And I'm just going to be honest about it, man. I really do hope they fucking fix it. Genuinely, like, I want to love Splitgate 2 because I loved Splitgate 1 so much. And seeing the route that game went, genuinely upset me. It was one of my most anticipated titles of the year. Now, Splitgate is like a game that is hard to get into, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be completely honest and be forward about it. Because that's kind of what I offer here. I'm not gonna just sit there and like, lie about how I feel about a game or anything like that. Like, that's just not what I do here with my content. Like, I'm someone who really does care about that. I care about the integrity of my content more than anything. I'm gonna be real. They have to do one of two things. So I'm gonna be honest with you, Splitgate. I know y'all like to talk shit on COD. You're not gonna compete with COD. There's only one other series that has been able to show that they can compete with COD, and that's fucking Battlefield. Splitgate isn't going to do that because Splitgate does not have the built-in fan base that COD nor Battlefield have. So they need to fucking realize that. Like, I think most games need to realize that. Stop trying to fucking compete with COD. You just can't fucking do it. It's damn near impossible. The fan base for COD is way too fucking big and way too goddamn dedicated to the game to ever do that. Even as somebody who, like, plays COD, like, I criticize it a lot. So I haven't been playing BO6. It's just kind of fucking dead at this point. Like, it's kind of just a game that I keep trying to have interest in it because I like playing COD, but dude, it's so bad. It's so, I don't know. Like, I really try to look past the whole, like, oh, they're putting these goofy skins in multiplayer thing. Like, that doesn't really bother me too much, but whenever it comes to, like, how just annoying it is to have to look at all kinds of stupid shit in game 24/7, and they just keep doing these dumbass fucking collabs that have no reason to be in a Call of Duty title. To me, it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I'm just sitting there, like, confused as hell. The maps in the game, in BO6 particularly, are just not that great. They're kind of meh at best. Like, the game has a fuckload of issues that have yet to be sorted. I hope BO7 comes around and, like, saves it and, like, does really, really well. I hope the game plays well. I hope it feels really good, etc. Yeah, I have a lot of problems with BO6, but trying to compete with COD is just, I think most people know, is fucking dumb. You can't compete with COD. If anything, because one thing I've always said I really love about Splitgate 1 was it gave me the same feeling that games like Quake and Unreal Tournament gave me. It was fast arena shooter that had a large skill gap. And I'm going to be honest with you. In my personal opinion, that right there is the community that they should focus on the most. Because we haven't got a new Unreal Tournament. We haven't got a new Quake in God knows how long. And you have a community right there that is begging for those kinds of games, that love playing those kinds of games, and you could tap into and have something that no one else has. Sure, are you going to be as big as Call of Duty? No, you're not. And that's completely okay. I don't think every game needs to be as big as COD and Fortnite. No game, like, not every fucking game needs to be this massive, massive thing that people hop on every day or buy every year, etc. Like, I feel like sometimes it's completely fucking pointless to do that shit, and that's just my own personal opinion. But there's a whole community that they could have tapped into, especially with how Splitgate 1 was, and just made it better, made it bigger and badder, everything else. But they just didn't, and I sit there and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, then they say they want to compete with Halo, but it doesn't offer anything that Halo players really want. Like, it doesn't have a good competitive system in Splitgate 2 because of the loadout system, so they lose that area of the Halo community. But then, it doesn't offer the arcadey, goofy social aspects of Halo either. That's the other thing that they just completely fucking miss on. So it's like, well, you haven't won that community over in any way. Like, no one who plays Halo is going to switch to Splitgate just because it is an arena shooter, kinda. Like, it's all very odd to me. It just seems like they are really missing out on a lot of points that they could really, really hone in on and make something very, very special with. But they just have refused to do so, and they've really dropped the ball with Splitgate 2. That's just my own personal take on it. Let me know how you feel down below, because I would like to know. But I do hope they fix everything. I want to like the game. Like, that's just the borderline, the end of discussion. I want to fucking love this game. Like, when I first picked up Splitgate 2, I was like, there's opportunity here. I could do something new here. Like, this gives me the opportunity I've been waiting for. But I didn't enjoy the game at all, so it just felt kind of pointless to do. Like, after the game came out, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, because y'all know that if you stop by the streams, if you watched my videos, you would know that, like, by the time the full game came out, I was already done with everything. I maxed out every character. I maxed out all the weapons. I did all the battle pass stuff. I had nothing to go for. I was like, well, what's the point of me even fucking playing? The rank system wasn't out yet, which I heard was fucking horrendous, by the way. I heard that was genuinely one of the worst ranked experiences a lot of people have ever experienced in gaming. So I was like, well, I'm definitely not going to be playing that a whole lot, because why would I play a bad ranked experience? Like, that just sounds like I'm going to be making myself miserable 24/7. Like, it just I don't know. It felt completely pointless to me as a player to hop into that game at after I completed everything, and that's one of the biggest issues the game had. Of course, I don't expect like new weapons and everything to be added all the time, but I would like to see more content added to the game. I would like for the game to feel more polished and complete. That was the biggest thing. The game felt like it released as half a package, and then I was just like, well, what's even the point of me fucking playing? Like, there's no reason for me to be playing this. Like, I have no point to hop onto this game every day and grind it out the way that I did Splitgate 2, or Splitgate 1. Because Splitgate 1 had a really fun leveling system. I loved the gameplay, which is like a big thing that I missed from Splitgate 1, was the arena shooter aspect, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. So, we're going to go ahead and dive into that. Also, on top of the Splitgate 2 news, well, actually, we'll get into that in a minute, but I want to talk about a couple other things with it, because there's definitely just, like, a lot to dive into. But my biggest thing with, like, the loadout system in that game, and I made this as, like, a big driving point in the video that I made when I talked about the full game coming out, is the fact that, like, we've seen that not work in other games that are arena shooters. Biggest example of that, this is kind of be my last point with it, because I don't want to ramble for too fucking long, so I'm not going to. But we've seen this happen with Halo 4. Okay, like, I'm someone who, like, like, I like Halo 4. I don't hate the game. My biggest issue with it is the loadout system. Because when you build an arena shooter, right, the biggest thing is the power on the map should be the biggest thing. What you pick up on the map should grant you an advantage in most states, unless you were simply outplayed. That's the biggest thing with arena shooters. That's why in arena shooters, personally, really excite me when I watch them. That's why I love Halo so much. Is I love it when, like, you're watching HCS stuff and, like, Stellar or somebody will, like, slide out into mid-map on live fire, pick up a sniper, and hit, like, 3 people down with it. Because it shows that that weapon holds so much on the map that it can change the tide of everything. Splitgate 2 missed that by a long shot, having the class system. I'm not even kidding when I say this. There were games, so many games, I would say 90% of the time, if I was running an AR or an SMG, I wasn't picking up power weapons because they didn't change anything, really. Unless it was like the deadbolt, but even then, I didn't care if someone else picked it up, because I was like, well, I still have this SMG that I can just fry them across the map with, or an AR that I can do the exact same thing with. It takes away so much of the core components of a arena FPS that it makes it pointless. That's the biggest issue I have with that game. And it's something that I hope they change. And I'm not even kidding. If you have been around long enough and you remember this, y'all remember COD 4? COD 4 had an arena mode. It was called Old School. If you all were around for that time, you may play. I don't even remember this. It was a dope-ass playlist. But even Call of Duty realized in their head, if we're going to make an old school mode, everyone starts out with the same weapon, there's pickups on the map, and you have to work for it. And it fucking works. You know why? Because that's how those games are meant to be played. It doesn't work with a loadout system, because then you're getting into the whole meta system that negates the reason for having pickups on the map, for having these weapon placements, for having this map design. It doesn't work with it. It's the biggest thing I hope they fucking change. And that's really where I'm going to leave it at. I hope the game gets better. I hope it doesn't get canceled, because I hate seeing games get canceled, especially games that I was personally excited for. I hope the dev team realizes their mistakes and proceeds to fix it. That's really all I can hope there. But also yesterday, Ozzy died, which completely ruined my day. If y'all know anything about me and know the music that I listen to, which you can probably tell by half the shirts that I wear whenever I'm recording videos, or hats, or my background, I don't know, that too. I'm a big fan of heavy music. It's like 99% of what I listen to, and I talk about it a lot here. I actually have a whole thing that I do that most of y'all don't even know about, called Gaining Purpose, where I talk about underground hardcore, death metal, deathcore, metalcore with some of my buddies, and we love to do it. It's just something that we love. I go to shows all the time. I've thrown a couple hands here and there, more than I wish to count, and I've almost knocked out Ashton a couple of times, and that's completely okay. They deserve it. That's Ashton's fault. It shouldn't have been in my fucking way, dumb. I'm trying to mosh. Get out of here. I'm trying to dance a little bit. But yeah, that happened yesterday, which honestly kind of shattered me a little bit. It completely ruined my fucking day for the most part. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. I like that Black Sabbath and Ozzy in general, like, such a huge part of, like, metal and heavy music history, that if you don't like Ozzy or Black Sabbath, I think there's just something fucking wrong with you, from the riffs to the lyrics to shit, even the artwork on the albums. It's so dope, it's so impactful, and they are the originators of the sound that I love. Like, there's so much cool shit that band did that no one else has ever done and no one will ever do. So unfortunately, that ended up happening yesterday, which it was bittersweet in a way, I guess. It was really cool that they got to do the last ever Black Sabbath show, which is super fucking dope. He gave all of his energy into it. And I respect that more than fucking anything. I think that's one of the dopest things that you can do as a musician when you know it's your last thing you're ever gonna do. I think that's one of the coolest things fucking ever, personally. And I'm happy he was able to send it out on a bang. And then, of course, this morning we got the news that the creator of Elder Scrolls ended up passing away, which also really sucks. If y'all don't know, I'm a really big fan of most Bethesda titles. That does include Elder Scrolls. While it's not my favorite, I do love Elder Scrolls, and Elder Scrolls did a lot for me as a kid. It was one of the first like RPG games that I ever played, so I do inevitably love it. But yeah, it's been a weird couple of days with the Splitgate news, and then Ozzy passing away, and then the stuff with the creator of Elder Scrolls. It's insane, man. Like it shows just how unpredictable life can be. Um, but yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end the video for today. I actually got to get ready for work, so I should probably hop out of this fucking Crucible game. But other than that, I will be live tonight, so come by and check that out. I love you all, and I will catch you later.